Previously on High Stakes Poker. The third session of the season came on like gangbusters.
Bluffy?
Felt like a bluff.
That was definitely a bluff.
Antonio Esfandiari money, the sweetest type of money that you can get.
Played backhand like a little girl.
Well done, Rolex.
It was a moral victory.
As Phil Galfond went from 0 to 60,000.
Big Galfond show, ladies and gentlemen.
It's definitely starting out strong.
It's that easy, kid.
Yeah, I know.
But Bill Klein got the last laugh with an amazing bluff.
Holy that's Bill. Really you are a sick one. You're sick.
Oh, very nice hand.
I'm all in. Yeah, all my ladies is jacked. Got my bullets and diamonds and I ain't holding back. I'm all in. Yeah, I'm going to kick it. Pocket rockets and take it. If you got what it takes, you can play high stakes. I'm all in. These ladies ain't ladies unless they your ladies. Put your hand on the roster, that's what it takes. And if you got what it takes, then you can play high stakes.
From the Bellagio, this is High Stakes Poker. I'm Norm MacDonald. Poker, just like any other sport, has an elite group of professionals who can just get in the zone and rise above the rest. And when they're in that zone, it's really fun to see it happen. Phil Galfond was that guy last week. He clearly has all the other pros intimidated. He made them lay down the best hands, and he extracted the most from them when he had the goods. The only one who truly got the best of Galfond was Bill Klein, with one of the most fascinating bluffs we have ever seen on High Stakes Poker. Will Galfond retaliate? Let's join the table. And thanks to that bluff, Klein is up over $128,000.
Okay.
Get the best eyes of any player ever. So.
That
It
was
was sick. There was one time about 3 years ago I was just riffing through the tournament room and I was like, oh, I want to see Johnny Chen play hands. So I came by, you didn't know it was behind me, and I was so stunned. You looked at your cards like this and I was like, wow, how can he even see him? You had this little teeny hole spy scope. You had to be like literally in your line of view, no other human. I was literally in a super good spot to just look at one hand. I wasn't in the tournament. I was like, wow, Chan can do it. He can look at his cards and...
It's Johnny effing Chan, kid.
Yeah.
Who won when you guys got heads up for a bracelet between you two? Was it?
I can't remember.
Oh, it was Johnny Chan. I forgot about that.
Who won when we got heads up twice on that?
Oh, the 6-person invite.
Oh, yeah, it was 120K, no swap, no deal, no nothing, play for the whole thing. Who won both of them heads up, huh? Yeah, it was me. And you lost them both. Remember that, kid.
Meanwhile, a queen hits the turn, and Bonetta, the original raiser before the flop, hits queens with an ace kicker.
Is that because he knew us?
12,000.
He just won his second one, so now it's all time to rub it in again, you know?
I always was one ahead of him, and then he won one and caught up. We were 1-1. Bracelet, title. And then I just won another one, so I passed him up.
So now I have to work again, you know?
Nowadays, it's too tough. You can't win.
Doyle throws the sevens away.
Too tough, yeah.
You're
Too many Phil Galfond types, you know?
Right.
I don't play those.
Johnny calls.
Thank God.
An ace comes to give Bonetta aces and queens. Johnny's got to hate that card. Although it'll probably save him
I would
money.
apologize to America right now if I were you.
I'm sorry, America.
A lot of unemployed people.
$19,000 decision.
All of that, yeah. Been winning for 50 years.
No.
That's how Rolex does it. 19 dimes.
Lose 60K and pick up 7.
I'm stuck too.
How much you stuck to?
36,400.
That's true. I really didn't care. I just wanted to know, make sure that you had.
It's impressive.
Oh, I heard a lot of noise.
Oh, you missed a good one.
You missed the big one.
Small blind.
The most epic bluff. Was it the biggest bluff in HSP history?
No.
No?
I doubt it.
Top 5.
We may never know.
Top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
Players still talking about the amazing bluff that businessman Bill Klein got away with against Phil Galfond. They just want to make sure that Silly Band's creator Robert Croak knows all about it. He's just rejoining the table.
Raise to 2,500.
Speaking of Robert Croak, he calls Galfond's raise with Queen 6 suited. Of course, he's got the best hand.
$150K. Was that the biggest bluff you've done?
Still has the best hand.
In a poker game?
So far.
So far.
I was waiting for you. I was kidding. Could have waited for me too.
Betting a float.
I have 134,000.
And then the answer will probably be yes.
I mean, 164. 164.
Wow.
And now a flush draw for Robert. Gut shot for Galfond.
Wow, 150. 150.
Check it.
Greatest timing to do it. Except for
Semi-bluff 9,000.
Yep.
Stone cold bluff 36,000.
36,000 total.
Airball.
Corner pocket.
I don't know. It was a good hand or it was tilt.
Nice play by Phil Galfond. And Robert Croak is wishing that he had just checked and been able to see the river. Like we said, Galfond is completely in the zone. These are the kind of plays that you have to be thinking very clearly to be able to perform.
I'll go be here in town. Just call me.
For sure, for sure. Johnny Chan makes a call. You get into the best Chinese restaurant in town. That's how
I
it
went to a
works.
Chinese restaurant once with Johnny Chan. The fortune cookie said, "You will lose all your money tonight." It actually came true. I don't know how they knew.
I was, you know, I hold on to Antonio's coattails. That's how I do it. He gets the call. He calls me. I hold on. We go up.
Can't go wrong.
That's how it works.
What did
That's
you
why
eat?
your hand hurts so much.
Good stuff.
That's how you're got a bad hand. You're hanging on so tight.
Back to poker. Croak raised and Lock called, so we have a heads-up battle between these two. Croak with the best of it.
And you go on this one table.
it's all tables.
Not anymore.
Is it good as China one?
54 for one?
It's a private restaurant. There's nobody in there.
I've been in one until like the 54th
But
floor.
there's no tables.
Just one table.
No.
And they call it its own restaurant. Okay, there's something else then.
Croak with a continuation bet.
No, they do
Lock
have
calls.
a gambling table up in the back. You don't. I'll show you next time.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. They have blackjack,
Is it one big table?
baccarat, and all that. Yeah.
Right side of the
Oh, I
floor,
didn't
right?
know about the gambling.
5 of spades.
I
Gives Robert the nut flush draw.
Johnny Chan. When you go with just Antonio, you just get to eat.
He's going to continue his aggression.
Peking
Lock insta-folds. He believed him.
Peeking up there.
the walnut shrimp and, you know, all my favorite Chinese dishes. Chicken feet.
Nice hand there, silly band.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Silly band, man.
Silly man,
It's
man.
T.I.'s cousin.
That's right.
Welcome back to High Stakes Poker. Well, a lot of poker pros, of course, have nicknames. We have Texas Dolly at the table, the Orient Express. But the businessmen have nicknames here, too, today. We have Rolex and Mr. Silly Band. And I'm going to give Bill Klein a nickname. Gentleman Bill Klein comes in with a straddle.
That's how I felt.
God, it hurts. Doesn't it hurt?
Antonio hates to give up his button.
I would have played my hand on the button just because I was worried about you raising. Good.
I would never raise you without a premium
Yeah.
A hand.
Really?
A category.
And I can call and know what flops
That's
they
what all
get.
the wizards told me. They said, don't raise Phil Galfond without
Top pair
all
for
two
Rolex. He
premium, you know?
checks.
It's just a 6-bet.
They said he can read your soul. Can you read my soul?
At 4,500.
Sometimes.
Medium.
Doyle bets his 7 high.
Fold.
Out.
Heads up to the turn. Flush draw now for Doyle. Keeps the pressure on.
That's 16,000.
Getting fun.
Bonetta shows the ace. He thinks he's beat.
It's getting fun.
Doyle looks like he was going to show his hand and thought better of it.
Doyle's back.
I've never got it.
You never have it?
You want to sell me some yellows?
Whatever you want.
I don't have any more of those.
There's always a 9.
Doyle still stuck 111,000. He's going to have to pull a lot more of those plays to get even. Galfond opens the pot at 2,500. Antonio tries to pick up some loose change.
Still got that down to a science over there.
Yeah, that thing picked up that 2,000 in the middle. And
You're still playing around 200, roughly? 180?
No,
more than that.
Like 360.
Oh, yeah, you have it. Okay, you haven't covered them. Okay.
Yeah, he has to cover.
Galfond calls. Gutter ball for Antonio. Galfond checks. Antonio says, I've got it.
14,200.
Galfond says, do you really?
37,000.
Another feather in the cap for the most creative player at the table right now, Phil Galfond.
Don't mess with Phil Galfond, kid. Once he knows that you have a premium hand like kings, he knows you can break that hand. That's the perfect flop for it. So don't tell him.
I knew it was kings, queens, or aces.
Yeah.
And
That may sound like advice from Locke, but it's a pure... The sky is the limit at high-stakes poker here at the Bellagio.
Well, when you said, you know I had a 9 in my hand.
I did too.
Yeah, you know I had a 9.
Well, so there got to be 9s coming.
Got it. I was the most disappointed guy on the table, I'll tell you that.
Fold it around to Phil Locke.
Raise it, 2,000.
And he raises his button with 6-3 suited.
what's with the 9, Bill?
Yeah, it's just something I always say. There's always seems to be a 9 when I'm in a pot. There's always a 9 in play.
Whenever you're in the pot, there's a...
There usually is. It just seems to be.
Keep that in mind.
You
Anytime a 9 come up,
you should.
the light just comes...
That's right.
Goes off.
Absolutely.
Oh, where the 9?
Some guys have lucky hands. I have a lucky card. Preferably the 9 in play.
That's 4,200.
12-4.
Locke just told his buddy not to mess with Phil Galfond.
400 total.
But that's just what he's doing right now.
I thought you wouldn't do that. I was wrong.
I would only do it with like a set, ace-8, or nothing.
Doyle could not care less.
It's true.
Yeah.
Ace-queen, I would just call.
So Locke manages to win one off Galfond, and he's now stuck only about 39,000.
If he raised, it was a tough decision.
Same look? I don't know about that.
That's a print. The one in Bobby's room is the original.
Okay, same look.
So far, the players have been making a lot of moves. They're definitely not sitting around waiting for hands. But caution, do not try this at home. Make sure when you raise, you have one hand and one hand only. Ace of clubs and ace of hearts.
I actually don't know where it was. There's a whole bunch of poker.
Where is it? 3,000.
Doyle opens the pot with king queen.
There's a bookstore in London that was selling.
Johnny gives him respect.
I've got a
Galfond will gamble in position.
They give, well, everybody that's in that picture got a print.
Heads up to the flop.
Interesting flop. Second pair and gut shot for Doyle. Flush draw for Galfond, and he's got a gut shot too.
That is 4,500.
Galfond bets his draw. Doyle calls. Galfond hits his flush, and Doyle now has the nut flush draw.
$8,000.
As advertised, 8,000. Doyle picks a bad time to represent a flush.
8,000 raises 30,000 more.
I'm all in.
Did you really? Dang, diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Galfond's thinking, you can call me a girl, Doyle. Just be a man and call this raise.
22, 32, 35.
Doyle's wishing he'd just called instead of check raised.
15 to 30, sweet along.
And he knows he wasn't getting the right price. Galfond wins one fair and square. No trickery needed that time.
You make this game look easy, Phil.
It's easy when you catch cards.
Doyle wondering if he made the right decision. We're back at the Bellagio for more high-stakes poker. And it's time for this week's high-stakes legends.
No Limit Hold'em has American origins, but if there's one man responsible for bringing it to Europe, that man is Terry Rogers. Often referred to as Red Menace, Rogers was a bookmaker and poker player from Ireland, where he became a legend nationwide. He started the Irish Open in 1980 and helped spread poker throughout the European continent. Rogers gave Irishman Noel Furlong his first poker lesson, and Noel went on to win the World Series main event in 1999, the year Terry died.
Thanks to pioneers like Terry and to Internet poker, Texas Hold'em is more widely known around the world than Texas itself.
Like you do.
Mr. Chan with Big Slick, sneakily just limping in.
I wish I had more money.
Me too.
You wish Phil had more money?
Antonio says, let me take advantage of that weak call, and raises.
I'd rather have my money.
Rolex calls.
But I'd rather have more of it.
I'll take Bill's money over all your guys' money.
Yeah, I want Bill. I'll take Bill. I'll take anyone else from me.
So does Klein. And Doyle.
I play tight. Do you think they're noticing how tight I'm playing? Anybody?
Oh. You quieted way up, so I'm guessing.
I forgot you were still here. That's tight.
Chan says party's over.
Beware the early lamper, boys.
Antonio looks like he still wants to party. And re-raises Johnny. Looks like this party's giving Johnny Chan a hangover. He decides to leave.
5 ball, corner pocket.
5 of diamonds.
Well, Johnny knows now he left too early.
Yes, thank you.
5 of diamonds, kid. That's how you do it, huh?
Don't forget, I only owe you 50. He owes you 100.
You did the I think I know what he's up to play, so let me see if I'm right play, and it worked out.
Something like that. I'm just pissed I showed it. Now Phil knows, you know, what's going on. Phil Galfond.
Phil Galfond knew what was going on.
Well, you said you only raised me with premiums, so that wasn't me, so I believe you.
Antonio wants to make sure that his neighbor to the right understands that he's capable of some trickery himself.
TV time. Kids like me.
I don't need TV time. I definitely don't need that.
Phil makes it well known.
Apparently scared Galfond into leaving the table.
He doesn't need it. He enjoys it.
Both.
Just like he enjoys raising my big blind.
2,500 total calls from cherries. Call.
Another hand, another adventure. Lock raises with ace deuce suited, gets called by Chan and Croak.
3 players to the flop.
Chan flops an open-ended straight draw.
Check.
Check.
And checks in position. Croak thinks he may have the best hand, and he does. Johnny calls. 8 gives Johnny Chan the nuts. And Croak decides he'll represent a straight. And Johnny's really hoping Croak has a jack here.
Raise it. $38,000 more.
Bad timing by Croak.
Your jack queen is good.
Johnny Chan slowly building profits. He's now up $57,000.
I know you need the whole thing because you're growing. No.
You can't help it. All you have to say is say yes. So all you have to do is say yes.
Can't lie.
10 years we've been friends. You don't love me?
Nope.
Well, can't have to.
Close and trusted business associate, yes. Love? No.
Won't touch anything.
Maybe you do love me.
Don't put your hand in there
I will not
and
put
touch
the hand in.
everything, all right? You understand that?
Yep. What about this?
Just put it on the table, because the table can't be dirty.
You're watching High Stakes Poker.
You know.
No way.
You know how many hands have touched that table? You're so disgusting.
Come on now, Antonio. We disinfect that rail between every hand.
Before I got here, I was to clean this out. I'm gonna use this little table, like for nuts and stuff. Doyle, did you back in or no? You didn't buy back in, right? After the blind passes, it's gonna be a 200 reload. Okay. Cool. Is this healthy? Turkey jerky?
It's not healthy. It's not bad. It's no carbs and it's got fat to it.
Preservatives.
Raise it. 5,000.
Antonio raises with turkey jerky, also known as Jack 7 offsuit.
Thank you, Antonio. close and trusted business associate.
Anything for you, Phil.
It's a team sport.
And Rolex and Doyle decide to look him up. Not Johnny, though.
Doyle, you have what, like 10, 20, 25?
He's not gonna say.
Oh, yeah. I forgot he doesn't say anything. Doyle Brunson.
Rolex flops the nut flush draw.
On the spot, first to act checks.
Antonio has bottom pair and a gut shot.
Am I allowed to ask you if you have any yellows or anything behind that stack? Okay, there's no stack, all right.
Bets 12,800. Rolex just calls, puts the 10,000 in first, and now he's getting the change out.
Heads up for the 10.
An all-purpose 7 of hearts. Bad news for Antonio.
Checks.
He checks. So does Rolex. Antonio's got to believe he has the best hand. And bets 31,900. I don't think Rolex is giving Esfandiari credit for a full house. He's thinking of how much to raise.
I raise.
Calls for 31.9. What are these bundles?
And he raises to 71,900.
41.5.
Oh, why in the world did you check the turn?
Antonio knows he can only beat a bluff now.
Got a flush on me, huh, Rolex?
How many angles do you keep trying to go? I'm not going to turn my hand over.
Funny enough, this, by the way, in this town, is allowed. It's not a call. That's forward motion.
First of all, I never went forward.
I know that.
It went to the side.
I know that.
I didn't say you went.
I'm not in the hand. I'm
You said
not
I
saying
pulled an angle. I don't think I pulled an angle. I'm just trying to get a read. I think that's allowed.
Read angle, same thing.
Antonio makes the right decision.
Checking the turn.
Chapter 7, I think, in Doyle's book.
Chapter 7. Doyle, that's not in your book in Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is, that's about, what's that game?
Pretty sick.
That one's not No Limit. That one's,
Little dispute there about ethics and angles. Antonio's movement of his cash did not look like an angle from this angle.
It's a limit.
Depends on what book you're talking about.
The Bible, kid. The Bible.
Nice answer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lay down a monster.
Do you know what's funny? I did an article on...
Better.
Oh. Google. I mean, Rolex.
Oh, one second.
Rolex.
Yes, sir.
I did an article about forward motion. I called 7 different casinos.
Yeah.
Casinos that
I
say...
wasn't saying... I'm not saying that it was just a call. I wasn't saying anything like that.
But here's...
I was saying... It was
I have 7...
Right, but it wasn't an angle.
Player moves all in. Called from
It's
the
forward
bottom.
motion binding.
Well, angles is not a...
Are you ready?
Hold on one second.
Doyle shoved, looking only at one card, the ace. There are 2 other aces out there.
5, how you show me, huh?
Johnny Chan just had a flashback.
Johnny saw that.
He's still pining that decision.
I had to, Johnny, you know? You were repping aces, and I didn't think you had aces, because no one ever gets a hand.
It's true. No,
It's 1 in 220 that you had aces.
ace
I mean,
king.
what can I do? Could have ace king, but he's gonna muck ace king. I mean,
Correct.
so
36. 30,600.
Dealer makes it official. Doyle has 28,200.
punish Galfond.
25-7. 25-7.
All right, cool.
Rolex decides to go for it.
Good look, boys.
I've got one's all I've looked at.
He's looked at the ace.
Uh-oh.
Look here.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
That's amazing.
Wow, you looked at one? Seriously?
Nice job, Doyle.
That's pretty sick.
Oh, that's sick.
Favorite card in deck, though. It's good.
There's always a 9. There's always a 9.
You're not in the hand.
That's
Forget.
pretty sick.
Nice hand,
Of
Doyle.
course, I wouldn't have got action if I'd put that other 200 up anyway. So.
Good read, Rolex.
I have never seen anyone suck out before the flop.
Wow.
Aces are still
10
good.
hearts on the turn. Make it
Just
interesting.
flop top 2 turn.
10, 8 hearts, 9 of diamonds.
Yeah, Jack 7 of spades.
Wow. 2 pair?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Doyle cinches it on the turn.
No, king of spades would be a chop. I'd get some money back, too.
What'd you say
I
with
filled
what?
up. I really had Jack 7 of spades.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, his raise.
Nice answer.
Were you in?
No,
He was
yeah,
until you
re-raised. Until you re-raised, yes, sir.
Nice hand,
I
sir.
called the 25.
Okay, so forward motion, you ready? Casinos that say forward motion is binding, South Point, Commerce, Bay 101. Casinos that say it's not binding, Wynn, Bellagio, Venetian. Bike and Hollywood Park all say that it's not.
You called these casinos yourself?
Yeah.
You really have way too much time on your hands.
Back for more high-stakes poker. Rolex and Antonio both talked to Kara about that controversial forward motion hand.
The hand against Eric Panetta, the 7 of hearts comes on the turn, and you guys check. Talk to me about your thinking here.
Well, I like the turn card. I'm beating a lot of ace-10s and overpairs and whatnot. When I check and he checked behind, I really like my hand.
You know, I hit the flush on the turn, but also a 7 came. I figured he was going to bet. He didn't. I decided to change it up what I usually bet there, show that I don't have the flush, and then I checked.
Queen was pretty much a blank on the river, so I bet for value. Of course, I have 3 of a kind, and then he raised me, and he raised relatively small to my bet.
The river, I knew he was going to bet out. No matter what hit, he bet out, and I just did almost basically min raise to see where I was at, and he tried to angle shoot me and try to call sort of with the stack. How many angles do you keep trying to go? Not to turn my hand over.
Poker is reading your opponent. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. And, you know, I'm moving my chips around, moving my cards around, trying to get a read off the guy. And I think that's allowed. And, you know, I like Rolex, Eric. But for him to say that I was angling, I think was a little aggressive.
It was borderline. You know, he didn't say, you know, he didn't call, but he definitely took some money and did it twice and whatnot. You know, I wasn't going to turn my hand over without him actually saying call.
I think that I got some information out of that, so.
And then he ended up folding, you know, I wanted to call.
Oh, I don't understand all this forward motion and angle talk. I mean, what am I, Euclid?
Nah, he's not doing that.
No, I'm never doing that with these king suited.
Bronson makes a forward motion.
Do I show you my hand by any chance?
I did not see your hand, sir.
Phil, trust me. Same line for the last 30 years.
What's
Do you
the
see
line?
my hand?
30
Do you
years?
see my card?
Every time I come in, he does. That's the reason I was asking.
Did you see my cards?
I know you could see him. I don't have to ask.
Well, you didn't come in for a raise, Doyle. You limped.
See, this is what I didn't want. But I wasn't strong enough to raise
You
myself.
don't have to be.
I don't want to hand off.
No, I do have to.
Well, we have card graphics all the way to the roof. An indication of a family pot. Everybody's in it, but Johnny Chan.
This is what first 7 hand doing. I like my hand, by the way, guys.
I like mine, too.
I don't like
I don't like my position, though.
I like my position, too.
Both Doyle and Galfond flop aces. Doyle has the best kicker.
Check, check. Bets.
Galfond would be happy to win it right here, but he is going to run into Doyle. Croak getting involved.
Call.
So is Bill Klein.
Here's Johnny. It's too much sitting, man.
Oh, man.
Here's Doyle.
It's very close.
Can I fill it?
Nathan, after.
Galfond doesn't like his ace-jack anymore.
I fold nice. I can just use my hand regular.
Ace king good.
Show me Doyle.
Diamonds up there again, huh?
Show the ace king one time. One time.
That wasn't it.
Jack, queen of diamonds.
It's official, Mr. Galfond folded.
And it was a good fold. This is high-stakes poker.
Did you order
A lot of back and forth, lots of small wins, and Doyle Brunson struck the most, 121,500.
I ordered 18 pieces of eel, brown rice, and miso soup. And I will peel all
Galfond opens the pot with ace-queen for 3,000.
Because then the chef always gets anxious. Like, what are you doing ruining the eel by peeling off?
Banana just calls with jacks.
And I want to make a chef anxious.
It's too many people.
2,500 you got to fold.
I know. I thought this would get a fold.
You were too early. You were like raising late.
Four-way action to the flop.
4 players for the flop.
Top set for Banetta, but 3 clubs on the flop could slow things down. Galfond checks his nut flush draw.
That's 17,500.
Galfond calls.
Okay. Adjust the turn.
Safe turn for Banetta. He bets 50,000. That should do it. Of course, anything is possible with Phil Galfond. He passes.
Nice hand.
You didn't fold a flush, did you?
I did not fold a flush.
Rolex, the jack, huh? Minimum hand would be ace of clubs with a pair of jacks. It's the minimum. Or 3 jacks. You could have 3 jacks.
I guess Phil Locke knows a thing or two about Rolexes. Phil Galfond makes another good decision.
50 years. I believe I'd rather wear glasses and be able to read here than be able to see out there and have to put glasses on to read here. Silly as that sounds.
Phil Locke with pocket sevens raises in the cutoff. Galfond re-raises in the small blind with 4-3 of spades.
Okay.
Locke calls.
Heads up.
Who has the button?
Chan had it.
Talented Phil versus Lucky Phil. Let's see who comes out ahead.
No, because of the money.
That's 13,500.
Talented Phil bets 13,500. Block says, talented or not, here I come. Raises to $40,200.
That's a 50.
I have around
100 more?
90 left.
Okay.
110.
I'm all in.
Welcome to High Stakes Poker.
God, that was beautiful.
If I couldn't see the cards, I would think this was set over set.
I'm probably beat.
It's 7s against 4s, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, you got aces, huh? Kings or aces? So sick. I can't call. I don't think I can call. Bet, raise. All right, you win.
Great time for Buffalo. Great
Ace
time.
king? Felt like ace king.
I just like a blank 4 is cool.
Like a 4-5 or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Only because he said blank 4.
Galfond turned the 4 over like he had a set, but it was indeed a blank 4.
Sorry.
God, I love Phil.
So much for trying to blow Phil Galfond. So much for that.
Bluffing with him is
The chicanery continues.
Next time on High Stakes Poker.
Here comes Daniel.
There's a new kid poker on the block.
I just flew in for this game.
A little extra oomph for that one.
I could just book a winner this season. Enjoy, guys.
But as for the rest of the table,
Don't be nervous. It's going to charity one way or the other, right?
it's bad beat business as usual.
Oh, my God.
Wow. I'm sorry, bro.
I'm sorry, too.
This got counterfeited.
I promise you this, that I had the best hand. Unless I'm wrong.